So today we will see about arithmetic operations numerical. We will talk about numerical based on arithmetic operation on image. So whenever we have seen this topic before also, mathematically we have seen, today we will see the numerical portion of this arithmetic operators that you can apply between two images. So we have seen about what are the different operators that you can apply. You can add two different images, you can subtract two different images, you can multiply two different images, or you can divide. So all four arithmetic operation you can apply. And how basically you are applying? You are applying over the pixel to pixel. So these are nothing, these are basically array kind of operations. So we are applying pixel to pixels between two images. These four kinds, or you can say four kinds of arithmetic operation between images. So given in any question, if something asked to you, before solving that question, let's say addition of two images, multiplication of two images, subtract one image from another image. In this kind of question, you need to be very careful about few things. First point, 4 point you should remember, because result that you are getting after these operations may be in different way. Maybe sometimes out of range value you are getting in terms of gray label. So if this is the case, you should remember these 4 points. So let's see what are those 4 points. First point is that if the result is a floating point number. First point, if you are getting by, let's say, dividing something, you are getting a floating point kind of result. If the result is floating point number, then always you round off. You never write a direct floating point number or decimal representation. You always round off to nearest number. So similar formula you should apply. If it is beyond, let's say, 0.5, then we will take its ceiling function. If it is less than 0.5, then we will take its floor function. So floor function will give you 1 and ceiling function will give you 2. So if it is greater than or equal to 5, you will take ceiling function for rounding off. If it is less than 0.5, you will take floor function of it. So first rule should be clear to all of you. By applying any of this operation, if you are getting any floating point number, then you should make it either ceiling or floor based on the value you have obtained. Second point is that if the result is beyond the pixel range, you are getting something which is beyond the pixel range, then let's say multiplication of 2 pixel may be giving you a range which is beyond the gray label supported by images under consideration. Then in that case, your answer should be always the maximum range supported in image. Let's say I am taking 8-bit image and range is 0 to 255. Maximum range is 0 to 255. So let's say after multiplication you got a value greater than 255. So what you will do, rather than writing that value, you should write its highest value of that range. So highest value you will write as a 255. So let's say it's a 7-bit representation. Then in 7-bit representation, highest value will be different. In a 3-bit representation, highest value will be 7. So depends on what is the highest range supported in a given image. You need to check it, and correspondingly you need to replace it. You should not write any gray label operation resultant value which should be beyond the range of bit label supported in given images. Second point is clear, I think. Third point, if you are getting something below, sometimes you may be getting a below. After division you may be getting a whole number that may be below in the range, below the pixel range, minus something 0 point something, or below minus 0 you are getting. In that case, if you are getting below the range, then you always replace it simply by its minimum range. So let's say we normally start with 0, it should be replaced with minimum value 0. And if let's say result after division is coming as infinity, if result after operation of, let's say, division is coming as infinity, simply you replace it with a 0. So these 4 points you should be very careful. If after operation you are getting floating point, replace with its nearest value. If it is you are getting a value beyond at the range of supported gray label, you should replace it with maximum supported label. Third, below gray label range, then should be replaced by minimum value of that range. And if it is infinity, always should be replaced by 0. So now let's see few more questions based on these 4 operations. So let's see one of the operation of image subtraction. Image subtraction is very much common, you can say, mechanisms whenever you are talking about medical imaging. During medical imaging, radiography, image subtraction is very much important phenomena there. So what basically you are doing, you are simply subtracting pixel by pixels, and whatever I have told you in the beginning, that you need to follow those 4 rules, and accordingly you get back your resultant image. So let's say image A was given 3 by 3 pixels and image B was given 3 by 3 pixels. Range of the pixel is already mentioned here. Maximum range is 100. So how many number of bits may be required to represent 100? 7 bit maximum. Clear? So similarly for this image also 7 bit will be required. If you are getting any value beyond range, then you should replace between maximum range in a 7 bit to 127. 0 to 127 will be maximum range. So every pixel, if you are getting any value beyond 127, you should replace it with 127 in any kind of operation. Let's say we are doing here subtraction operation. So then in subtraction, simply pixel by pixel you are subtracting and following those 4 rules. Everything is clear one by one, but last one you can see 5 minus 10, you are getting minus 5. Minus 5 is below the range. If anything below the range, replace with the minimum range of that gray label. Minimum range is 0. So we have done like a 0 here. Similarly, if you are doing addition operation is very much popular in noise reduction kind of things. If your image is very noisy in nature, you always add with some noiseless image and try to improve that image. Fine. So addition operations will be there. You will add pixel by pixel addition following the same rules. Fine. So basic operations you can see this way. You can perform operation over the images: addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. Similarly, multiplication is also very much popular phenomena in case of shading operation, or you can say shading correction. Shading correction is very important phenomena in image processing. We'll see in a later stage what is shading correction in image processing. But multiplication operation is very much popular there. Division and multiplication both. But multiplication operation is much more popular in terms of whenever you are trying to find out your region of interest, ROI, region of interest. Then in that case, masking or region of interest, you always follow multiplication operations. So in this way you can see basic arithmetic operations you can perform over pixel to pixels between 2 images, just to perform some kind of manipulation over the image, and you can get back your resultant results. Same way we have talked about arithmetic operator, you also have logical operators between the images. You can apply logical operator. What are logical operator? AND operator, OR operator, NOT operator. So same way you can do with simple truth table. You know about AND, or NOT. You simply apply bit by bit truth table and you get back your results. So AND operator, OR operator or NOT operator also you can apply between the images. Now see few numericals on point wise operation also. We have seen about arithmetic, and second topic we have discussed about point wise operations on pixels. Point wise operation on pixels, we talked about what? It is basically that you are operating only on that pixel rather bothering about its neighbor. Let's say this is XY you are talking about, you will never bother about its horizontal or other kind of neighbor. So this is basically point wise operations, and in point wise operations we have talked about so many things. We have talked about contrast, stretching, power law, so many things we have talked. We have talked about distal negatives and everything. So simple example, you can see how to find out distal negative. We know it is simply represented like S is equal to T of R. R was your input image and S was your output image. So this R will be given to you, or input image pixel will be given to you, and you need to find out its output image. or else you need to find out by applying some kind of operator. So let's say we are trying to find out our digital you can say negative. So digital negative formula, if you remember from our slides that we have discussed, S is nothing, it's basically L minus 1 minus R. So output image is nothing, it's a L minus 1 minus R. So let's say our L is in a range of 3 bits, so you have represented gray label. So L will be nothing, it's 8. Maximum 8, 3 bit can represent 8 combination. So label will be 8. And how many, what are the labels? 0 to 7. So L is nothing, it's 8. 8 minus 1 minus R. So simple formula becomes 7 minus R. So depends on what kind of image you have, you decide its L. Clear? The maximum range of pixels that can be represented. How many range it can be represent? Let's say 3 bit can represent 8 range, 0 to 7. So 8 you will write here. Similarly, let's say it's a 8 bit, things will be different. 4 bit, things will be different. Depends on what kind of image you have, you generate your formula and you get back your results. So let's say my input image is given like this. So it was like 4 3 5 2 3 6 4 6 2 2 6 5, and one more call row is there, 7 6 4 1. If this is the situation, let's say input image is given like this, so all these pixels are nothing, they are basically your R, they are basically your R points, and now you'll process pixel by pixel. So first for pixel, this is normal R, and now you are trying to get your S matrix. So S matrix will be carrying how many rows? 4 rows, 1 2 3 and 1 4, let's say. And how many column? 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 column. Now in first column what will be the result? Simply you tell 7 minus R. 7 minus R means 7 minus 4. So answer will be 3. Simple answer will be 3. Similarly for next column you can find out. 7 minus 3, it will be 4. 7 minus 5, 2. And next will be 4. This will be 1, this will be 3, this will be 1. And this will be 5, this will be 5, this will be 1, this will be 2. And for the last column, this will be 7 minus 7 will be 0. And 7 minus 6 will be 1. And this will be 3. And this will be 6. So simply you got your digital negative by applying this simple operator. So that's the way we do point-wise operation. Now we will see one question based on contrast stretching. We talked about two different versions of contrast stretching. One by using a range of pixels and another by applying to a particular threshold value. So depends on what formula you have used, you will get back your resultant image differently. Now we will see one more questions on contrast stitching given the formula of slope, because this kind of contrast stitching is just like you are clipping some portion of you can say input image and trying to enhance that portion. So this is a more or less kind of enhancing a particular section or clipping of those particular pixels. So you can use another concept also that we have seen also, that is the using the slope concept. So using the slope concept, given a desired range of pixels in output image S1 and S2, given input range as R1 and R2, you can also make changes and accordingly you get back your intensity in desired image or resultant image. So in next question we will see about how to change contrast given input value R1 and R2 as well as S1 and S2 desired also is given by using slope rules. So let's take that question and take step by step.